Hi, welcome back to my channel, lucy.loops.crochet. This video we're gonna try and work on some stash busting because I was looking at my yarn and I have a lot. And I have a lot of stuff that I've had it for 4 years since I started crocheting. I don't know, it's a lot. So I've decided we're gonna try to get through some of this while I have some free time. So the first project we're gonna do is I have this multicolor, really pretty yarn actually. It's just kind of very thin and scratchy. So I think we're gonna do a little bag with this, a little mesh bag. I feel like that's cute. So that's my first project. I don't really have any planned or any more planned yet, but we'll kind of check in as we go, I think, and decide what to make as I use up different yarns and stuff like that. But yeah, so the first project will be a little mesh bag out of this, and then also we do have to, I have a cardigan that I'm working on for my friend. It is January 11th or something, and the cardigan was her Christmas gift. So I made all the squares and then I'm just sewing the panels together. So I have 2 of these front panels and then I just need to do the back panel and the sleeve panel and assemble it all. So we are gonna have to kind of work on that too, but for now my family's coming over and we're doing our fake Christmas, and I love to crochet while I'm talking to people and I can't be sewing while I'm talking to people. So I need a project, and that project will be this. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'll check in later, but I gotta go now. Bye. All right, so it's the next day. I spent a bunch of time yesterday with my family. It was super fun, and I was able to crochet a bunch during that time. So I finished the bag. It turned out super cute. I feel like it looks really small on camera, but it holds a decent amount. It's a beach bag kind of, I think. I mean, I feel like it works well as a beach bag. It's mesh. So that's fun. My mom said she actually wants to buy it from me because she's going to Bora Bora for my parents' 20th anniversary this year. So she wants to take it with her, which I think this will work perfectly for that because it's going to pack really light. And then it's you got a bag already. I don't know. Easy. And then this morning, because my cousin stayed the night, I got started on the next project because I also needed something to do while we hung out this morning. So the next project is going to be this blanket. It's just one of those granny square blankets where it's just one giant granny square because I love making those. They're so easy. So we're going to do that. It's in this really bright orange color at the beginning because I have so much orange and yellow, and I'm not going to make something that I'm going to wear out of it. It doesn't look good on my skin tone. It really washes me out. And also, when the fuck am I ever gonna wear bright orange? I don't know. So we're gonna make it into a blanket. So I have, this is the middle. So it'll start off with this really bright orange. And then I have this other still bright orange, but less red. So this will be the next color. And then I have an orangey yellow and a yellowy yellow. I don't know, a cool toned one. And then finally I have a bunch of pastel yellow. So I may make for a slight gradient sort of vibe, it'll get lighter as it goes out. I feel like it'll be fun. The goal of all of the stuff that I'm making in this video, I think, is to either make stuff that I like and want to keep, stuff that I can sell, or things that I can donate. So this blanket, I'm probably going to donate it to, depending on how big it is, either a local hospital, because I have a baby blanket in my closet that I made because I got baby blanket yarn for free from somewhere. I think somebody gave it to me. So I made a baby blanket. I don't know any babies. So I think I'm gonna donate that blanket to a local hospital. And then depending on the size of this one, if it turns out to be more of a baby blanket size, depending on how much yarn I have, or if it turns out to be an actual blanket, I'll donate it somewhere depending on that. Just because personally, I don't really have any incentive to keep this bright orange blanket. It doesn't really match my vibe, and I also already have a scrap blanket I'm working on, which brings me to my next point, which is that I'm not going to try to use up all of this yarn fully. I know we're trying to use up the yarn, but if there's little bits, I have just a little tiny bit of this pink yarn left. So like any little bits, I just want the skeins to be small enough that then I can rashly put it on into my scrap yarn blanket, because I feel like if I put all of this into my scrap yarn blanket, it's just a normal like stripe on my blanket. So I need this to be smaller. But that's kind of the plan. We're just making things small enough to go on my scrap yarn blanket. So of that last like bag, I still have a lot of yarn left. Like, it doesn't look like it, but this is a really densely packed. To be honest, I could probably make a second one of those bags. So we'll come back to this one, or alternatively, I could just like put it in the scrap yarn blanket and just double layer it, and then it's like halvesies. Might do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll come back to it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now with whatever's going on with this stuff. It'll probably be worked on in the background because today, for instance, I need to work on that cardigan for my friend for her Christmas present. So I need to sew together the last like 3 panels, I think, and I'll put them all together and assemble it, and hopefully I'll have the cardigan done today, which would be great. And then I can work on this more. And then I have a couple like errands to run, things to do. I need to go to a sports store. We have a local sports store, so my dad and I are going to go there, I think, and check in, because the last time I went snowboarding, my bindings did break just because I've been using them so much that the plastic wore out. So a part broke off, and we were like, oh, if this starts breaking off, everything's going to break off soon. So we're going to go hunt down some more bindings, see if I can find some that work, and or just kind of get the lay of the land. And then, I mean, if we're honest, I'm probably not going to buy bindings for like thousands and thousands of dollars. Not thousands, but you know what I mean. Bindings are expensive. So I'm probably not going to buy them new. I'm probably going to get used ones from Cardigan Sports. But you know, we're going to go get the lay of the land today, I think, see how that goes. And I have a couple other errands to run, and I have some stuff that I need to do for like college and jobs and all that. So we're gonna do that today as well. So it might not be a ton of crochet, but I think the main goal for today is to finish that cardigan, and then once that's done, we can move on to other things. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'll check in with you guys later. Yeah, bye. Okay, so as you can see, it's a little later on in the day. I don't feel like I got a ton done, but also I've been working for a hot minute on sewing together these squares for the cardigan. And I've realized that I actually hate it, or I'm going insane. I love granny squares, but I hate sewing them together. It's my least favorite thing. So that's a treat, but I've got the back panel done, and then I have the 2 front panels done from earlier. So this will be good to assemble soon. I think I might try to assemble those and like put that together and make it a vest at least tonight. And then I still have just like the individual squares that I haven't sewn together yet to make the sleeve panels. TBH, if I had like started earlier today, then I feel like it would have been more realistic and I could have done that. But also like TikTok's getting removed soon, so I was doing some doom scrolling. And I feel that's valid. And also there's not really a time limit on this. My friend said she wouldn't really care, like, as long as she got it eventually. So I don't really think it matters that much. And I'll probably just aim to finish sewing it all together tomorrow after school, or after school and work, but you know. So that's kind of where that's at. Ideally, I would be able to, because I'm going kind of insane with not crocheting right now with the sewing. So I think I'm going to take a break, and because I got these over-ear headphones. I've never had over-ear headphones. So I got these for Christmas, but I feel like they'd be really cute with little bows on them. So I think I'm going to make some bows for these, and hopefully after a break of like doing a little crochet, that'll reinvigorate my ability to sew and have patience for that. So that's kind of the plan. I think I'm gonna make 2 sets of bows because I can't decide on a yarn. I was gonna do like a classic like pink, but I feel like those are navy headphones and the pink did not look cute next to them. If they were black, I would do pink, but because they're navy, I think I'm gonna lean into the blue a little bit. So I'm gonna do 2 sets of bows because I can't decide between the 2 blue yarns that I like. So this one is a little sparkly. It's got like sequins in it, which is really cute. I've made a tank top out of this. It's fun. And then I have this more like plush kind of thicker yarn. So I think we're gonna do 2 sets of bows, and then I can just switch them out as I want because like who cares? Also, bows are so quick to make, like why not? So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I'll probably check in later, or I'll check in tomorrow. Who knows? So I think I like the bows in concept, but in reality, they kind of look like antenna. So I don't think I'll be making the second pair. Like, I don't like that. But yeah, it was a fun try, and maybe I'll use these instead for my hair. But yeah, so that was a little bit of a fail, and also I'm tired, so I'm not gonna be sewing anything else today. I will instead be watching my TV shows and reading, and maybe I'll probably work a bit on the blanket just because. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, ignore how I look right now, but I just finished the like sewing together this whole thing. It's really cute. I really like it. But I think definitely not gonna do anything more to it tonight because it is 11:30. But I do feel like these arms are like way too long, which is kind of crazy because the pattern I'm using actually calls for these arms to be another square longer, which would be slightly insane. But also, if you look, like because of the way that the yarn drapes, it's like my wrist is like here, and if I added ribbing, it would just like look fucking stupid. So I'm thinking tomorrow we're gonna take off the rows here and here of these squares, and then I'll add like the ribbing around this neck and the cuffs and stuff, and then I'll kind of even out. Also, the friend that this is for has shorter arms than I do, so like I feel like it's fine. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. Tomorrow we're gonna do ribbing and buttons and like finish it all off, take this stuff off, and then this sweater will be set. I also did do a bit on the blanket today at school, but I don't want to pull it out right now because I don't really feel like it because it's 11:30, so I want to go to bed. So that's kind of where we're at, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Also, I'm not totally sure how much I'll be able to get done tomorrow just because I'm gonna go to school and then I come home and I have a meeting on Zoom and stuff like that. And then after that, I'm going to play against sports to try to find some bindings, but also have time to like work on the drive. So ideally, I would come home, undo the parts I need to undo on that sweater with the sleeves, and then I can take it with me on the drive and do the ribbing while we're driving. And I'll take along this blanket too, so that in case I finish that stuff, then I can work on the blanket. So that's kind of where we're at. We'll see what gets done. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. But that's kind of where we're at for tonight. And now I'm gonna go to bed because I'm fucking tired. Alright, real quick before I head off on my way on my quest to find affordable bindings for my snowboard. This is the cuff that I just did for the sweater. I feel like it's so cute. I really like this. I just did back post double crochet. So I'm gonna take this sweater along and do that again on the other sleeve and then around the edge. And I feel like it'll turn out really cute. And then, I mean, I feel like this will probably be all I have time for, but I feel like also it never hurts to be prepared. So I'm also gonna bring along the blanket. This is what I have so far. So you can kind of see like the color change a couple rows back. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna bring, and that's kind of my plan. And I'll check in with you guys later when I get back, but it'll probably be dark by then, so just be aware. All right, it's the next night. I've just finished this cardigan. I just steamed it. She's still a little wonky in a couple places, but I feel like as it's worn and like washed and stuff like that, it'll smooth out and be a little more loose fitting. But I really like how it turned out. I like how the neckline is like, it's not, I've seen a lot of cardigans where it's just like one big kind of U shape, and I don't love how those fit, so I like having this like neck hole up here. Like I feel like that's a lot cuter and it fits your body better. So I don't know, I like to do that with my cardigans, but I also have a couple that are just like the U shape and no defined neck hole. I don't know, but I like this better. So here's how she turned out. Here's the, I don't know if you can see, let me see if I can fix that. There we go. Ignore my PJ pants. But here's the bottom. Ain't she cute? I actually really like this. I continue to wish that the pink was a little like more, or kind of more like darker in color. Like I feel like it's a little bright, but also you win some, you lose some. I'm not gonna remake all the pink squares and take this whole thing apart just to switch the yarn color. Like that's a lot of work that I'm not gonna do, and I think she'll like it either way. So here's this. I'll probably add buttons to it, just like 3 or 4 maybe wooden buttons. So just imagine that here, because I'm not going to show it to you, because I'm just going to do that real quick and then package it up, because I think we're going to do Christmas gifts tomorrow. It is like, we're like halfway through January. But you know, we're just girls. I also really like how the cuffs here turned out, just BT dubs. I feel like people are always shitting on crochet ribbing, but I feel like the key is to do like, I do like how the single crochet ribbing looks, but I also really like how this back post double crochet ribbing looks, just because I feel like it's more like defined. I don't know. But anyways, I'm rambling. So this is how this has turned out. Let's see, it takes forever to do. It took me like 3 or 4 hours just to do all of the like ribbing around the neck. And it took so much yarn here. This was a full thing of yarn. Like, I don't know. It was a lot more yarn. It took a lot of yarn. So, I don't know. That took hot men, so I did not do any work on the blanket in the car the other day, or yesterday. But trust, I will be working on that after I do the buttons. So, that's my plan. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Yeah. Good night. So it's Friday now. I didn't do any crochet yesterday, and I checked in last with you guys on Wednesday. I feel fine about it, honestly. I don't really care. Like, there's nothing that I have that needs to be done like right away. Like, there's no deadlines really right now on any of the projects I'm working on. And I really wanted to doom scroll because TikTok's going away soon and I'm really sad. Anyways, but this weekend we're gonna go to the cabin. So we're gonna get some snowboarding in, and then the ski resort, usually they close at 4, but the lodge is gonna stay open a lot longer this weekend, or like one of the days, because there's a party and then they're doing the torchlight parade, which I think happens around like 7. I don't know. But that's essentially where you get shuttled to the top of the mountain, because all the lifts will still be closing at 4, and then they'll reopen one around 7, shuttle people up to the top, and then those people all meet at the top and ski/snowboard down the mountain together while carrying torches. And then at the bottom, everybody takes a long exposure, or the resort takes like a long exposure photo, and it looks like a bunch of like light, I don't know, lines, like wherever anybody's skiing, there'll be like a line of light to show their path. So that'll be really cool to see. Personally, I will be viewing this. I'm not going to participate because I am what you would call a mediocre snowboarder. Like, I could do a black diamond run, which is what the run they'll be doing is, I think. I don't know. I could do it, but personally, I'm not very keen on, or I'm not skilled enough to do it well. And I would like to be able to do stuff like that well if I'm going to be carrying a flaming torch. So that's just my personal preference, but I will be viewing it, and I think my dad and my brother might do it. I don't know. We'll see. But I think I'm going to try and crochet a bit on the way up to the cabin. Granted, it has been getting dark early, so I've been like able to crochet for an hour and then it's dark. So who knows with that, or maybe I won't. Who cares? But yeah, that's kind of where we'll be this weekend. So yeah, that's the plan. I'll see you guys later. Hi. Okay, so I haven't done like a ton It's Tuesday. I haven't talked to you guys for like 3 or 4 days. It's the weekend. I don't know. But we went snowboarding. I think I talked about it last time I yapped to you guys. But we went snowboarding for 2 days and then we drove home on Monday. So I crocheted a bit on the drive home, but that's kind of about it because I was really tired and in pain from falling a bit. Took a tumble or two on the slopes, so I don't know. It was a treat, but it was fine. It's fun. So I have this much done on the blanket. I'm really liking how it's turning out. I feel like it looks cool. Looks really nice and light. Look at that. So this is kind of what we're working on right now. I decided to scrap the second shade of bright yellow yarn and just skip to the pastel because the bright yellow looked terrible with this color palette. So we're gonna leave that for something else. But I think we'll keep working on this for the rest of tonight at least. And then we'll just kind of go from there. But yeah, this is how much yarn I have left. So I feel like this will be a pretty decent sized baby blanket. Like, I think I can get a decent amount in there. So that's kind of the plan with where we're at. And yeah, so I will check in with you guys later. All right, the blanket is done. I feel like she turned out so cute. She's surprisingly big. I was worried this would be too small, and like I would run out of yarn, but it actually turned out to be a good size for a baby blanket. So I'm happy with that. I did like a little white border you can kind of see here just to kind of reinforce these corners because originally they were just chains. So now they're a little stronger, which is good. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. And then in this video, I also really like the other things we made in this video, which are that cardigan and then this bag. I really like this actually. I thought I would hate this yarn because I was like, oh, it's so scratchy. But once you like crochet it into something, it's not that scratchy. So I don't know. I dig it. But yeah, that's kind of what we made. I got most of the yarn from this video down to be like small enough that I can put it in my scrap blanket rationally. So I'm gonna add that. I think I'll probably work for a couple days on catching up with that because I have a lot of random yarn wound into cakes that's just been sitting on my shelf like ready to be made into the blanket or added onto it. And I just haven't had the time to add it. So I think I'm gonna try and catch up on some of that, and I'll also have to make a couple more cakes with the yarn that we just used. So keep an eye out for that. Really need to, here's the thing. This scrap blanket is like queen size right now and it's so heavy. So like, I feel like I should rationally like probably end it soon, but also it's just so satisfying to like keep going and going and going. And like, I don't gauge things anymore with it on like, oh, how many rounds I got done because it's so giant that now I just gauge it off of like how much yarn did I use. And it's been really satisfying to do that. So I don't know if I'm ready to lose that. I might just aim for a king size, but also I'm taking it to college where I'll have a twin bed. So already it's too big. But I just really love it and I really love doing it. So I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. Probably gonna add what I have at least now to it and then maybe I'll stop after that. I don't know. It's an addiction. I think I just need to start another one after this because I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Keep an eye out for more of these stash busting videos because I will need to do them. I cannot take this yarn all of this yarn to college and my sister is taking my room. So, you know, not really gonna have a room at home anymore, but it'll be fine. But that means I can't keep all this yarn. I need to do stuff with it to get rid of it. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep an eye out. Follow me on other places or don't. Follow me here or don't. Who cares? Like and subscribe. Bye.